Welcome back, everyone, to the stream. And like I said, it's time for horror. It's time for this incredibly frightening game we've been playing, Dementium the Ward. Well, we've been going on with this for quite a while now, and things are starting to come together. We woke up in this mental institution. We got a notebook that asked us why we did it. We saw some kind of flashback where it looked like a woman had died and a little girl was running away. Maybe we'll start to be able to put the pieces together to this jigsaw puzzle, this labyrinthine riddle, and figure out what has been happening to us. We finished off at the beginning of Chapter 11. Let's see if we can do another 2 chapters tonight. Last time we were able to get through 2 at once. We find ourselves outside, and if you're observant, if you remember what we've been doing in Dementium, you might remember this location. We've been here before. This courtyard was a place that we came to early on in the game, and that door we just came out of, we had gone in there and went up in the elevator. Well, now the elevator has taken us back down. We were at that church before. Now, is there a reason for coming back here? Well, we might remember at the end of our last playthrough, we got a shard, a scrap of a picture, a photograph. We've been collecting them. We have 2 out of 3. These photos with numbers on them. And last time we were here, we went up to the roof, but there was a locked door, locked by a keypad that we were unable to get through. However, I realized that we missed something last time we were here. There was another scrap of a photo here. So now, if we take a look at our items, we have all 3. One is a 10, a 31, and a 7. Well, so we have 103107, a 6-figure number. And we happen to have a keypad lock right here. So the door we were unable to get through earlier on, we now can enter. I believe that we would have been able to do that if we had known the code before. Like, if you're playing it a second time, you can go through here the first time round. For some reason, I can't pick these up. They're obviously pills, but they're not flashing, so I guess they're not pick-upable. Yes, the guards of this mental institution must have expected that they would have need of sniper rifles. I mean, that's completely reasonable. So now, our weapon selection is complete. We have all of the weapons. They are all full. Oh yes, here's our sniper rifle. We are fully loaded for bear. For anything that we might encounter in this mental institution. We are ready. We are prepared. I suppose that sniper rifle would have come in handy if we had known the code the first time we were here. Will we really need the sniper rifle? I'm sure the game has something in store for us that we will need to use that with. I mean, when you're going into a mental institution, obviously your biggest concern is to be extremely heavily armed. You never know what you might find. Well, we could go through that door, but let's see. There's actually one other thing we could take a look at before we leave. You might remember this tunnel. This was the tunnel that had the gate that we used the iron key that we got from that one woman that was dragged away by someone wearing a gas mask. Remember that? That was around here. There was a fence where a woman held out a key to us and she was dragged away. Let's go back into this church, because this is the place that gave us the indication that there were 3 scraps of the photo. Yes, there we go. Now we can see the photo completed. 3 people in the photo. The first person has their face scratched out. The second person a woman, the third person appears to be a little girl. The plot thickens. If only I could put any of this together. Figure out what it's trying to tell me. I'm at a loss, though. I can't imagine the message it's trying to get across to me. Why did I do it on October 31st, 2007? What are they talking about? Hopefully, the multi-layered mystery of Dementium the Ward will be solved by the end. And as a number of people have mentioned, Dementium 2 is now on Steam. So thank you for letting me know about that. I'm very happy to know about that. I mean, if you want to play Dementium 2 on Steam, it's there. Maybe eventually we'll get to it, but I think if we do, we'll take a little break before continuing the Dementium saga after the first one is completed. Once again, only one flashing button telling us where we need to go. And with that, Chapter 11 finished. Chapter 12, oh dear, the Cleaver's return is happening right now! Naked Fat Guy is back with a vengeance. Unfortunately, Naked Fat Guy is just too fat. He can't get through the elevator doors. Oh, Naked Fat Guy. I almost felt bad about doing that. But you know, he would have attacked us if we tried to leave. He brought that on himself. I think what's supposed to happen there is when you see him coming, you're supposed to run out of the elevator and then enter this room, which has a lot of hallways. As you can see, it looks like a boss battle room, right? Because there's a lot of hallways and you can move in a lot of different directions. I can imagine that the fight is supposed to be that he's chasing you around here while you are attempting desperately to get away, turning around and firing. I'm guessing that's what this is supposed to be. However, I guess when they playtested the game, they did not account for someone to just stay in the elevator. Well, you can. You can just stay in the elevator. And that is it for Naked Fat Guy. His return was not very auspicious, now was it? Let's see. Oh yes, that's right. I imagine that could have been a pretty intense boss battle. If I was not able to just stay in the elevator. Leeches, our relationship has not changed here. Nothing's changed, Leeches. No matter how much you might want it to, no matter how many times you ask. Uh-oh. That's right, if we remember, banshees, the wailing heads, they're now inside. They have to be pretty close to us to realize that we're there, though. I mean, I would imagine that they anticipate that you would have a big boss battle right there, because there is quite a bit of health and ammo lying around afterwards. Because I guess they anticipate you're going to get hurt a bunch and you're going to need to use a lot of ammo. Doesn't work out that way. No, it doesn't. Alright, we have the map. Once again, many hallways, many rooms to look at. We haven't been using the map too much, but on occasion we need to use it. It's good to have it. Just because, as we know, everything looks kind of samey, so it's good to have some sort of direction. Sniper ammo on a wheelchair. Well, the end is nowhere in sight, so hopefully we don't have to worry about that. You know, I think since getting the buzzsaw, the flying heads have become my favorite enemy. Whoops. Wrong one. The buzzsaw has been the most useful weapon, yes, since the way most of the enemies work that we've fought have been to just rush at us. They just run right into the buzzsaw and die. There are some enemies, of course, that don't quite work that way, like the crawling bodies that actually shoot stuff at us. But we can pretty much just run around those every time we encounter them. See? It's giving us a lot of ammo and health. I can only anticipate that they thought we would be in a bad shape from that boss battle. Oops. Oh, wow. A lot of damage done right there. I think I just walked into it, and it hit me a whole bunch of times. Well, let's see if we can survive. Now the tension has been ratcheted up, as if I get hit one more time, I'll die. It's been a while, actually, since we've died in Dementium the Ward. We used to die all the time. Recently, however, it's not happened. This is another cafeteria. You might remember that we had found one earlier on in the game, but there was nothing in there, And it's the same thing here. There's nothing in this cafeteria, which, like I said before, it's kind of weird, because it's a very large room, it's a very detailed room, yet nothing's in here. Man, you could cut the tension with a knife. I mean, before, we didn't have to worry about any enemy. Now... Oh, hold on. Okay, don't worry. Tension cut. Actually, let's see, can we... Okay, yeah, we can actually try out our sniper rifle right here. Yeah, I mean, it works. And it has night vision, so that's good. We haven't had a real need for it. What? Especially since our buzzsaw works almost every time. How does it control? It controls fine. Uh-oh. Crawling bodies, which I'm going to use our normal way of dealing with them, which is just to run right by them. That's still the best way. I have not found a better way of doing that. Yeah, the sniper rifle controls fine. Basically, the way it works is I press up on the D-pad to zoom in, and then, of course, use the stylus, or in this case, my finger control on the touchscreen to move it around. It seemed all right. All right. Once again, the bathrooms. Blocked off. Someone in this institution really does not want anyone to use the bathrooms. I remember the Banshees used to be a big threat when we first started this game. Was there a note in the room? I'll take a look. I mean, hopefully there is, because the Banshees will probably be back if we come back in here. But we'll take a look. Where was the note? I don't think there is a note in this room. Pretty sure it is lacking in notes. Oh yeah, Banshees are back. Banshees are in full effect. As it is the way with Dementium the Ward, that when you leave a room and go back in, the enemies will probably be back. That usually is what happens. Yes, obviously Dementium is getting inside your head, making you unsure of what's what. What's real and what's not? Was there a note in the room? You thought you saw that there was one. But only you saw it. So now you get to tell people that there was really a note in the room, but then everyone else thinks you're crazy because they don't see anything. That's my favorite thing. Alright, let's... okay. That one caught me by surprise. It actually turned the corner, which they weren't doing. Alright, let's see. Let me take a look at the map. Yep, I am heading in the right direction. I'm heading towards the edge of the map. And what that means, well, we know what it means. We've seen it before. It means the chapter is ended. And now we enter chapter 13. The door with no handle. What secrets might the door with no handle have for us? Well, we won't find out until next week, because that'll be enough for Dementium the Ward for right now. Still, no real answers to these mysteries that are vexing us, torturing us, as we try to figure out what we're doing in this mental institution, who this little girl is, and who this dead woman is. Why did we do it? What did we do? What happened on October 7th? Well, actually, October 31st, 07, is I think what it was. Well, I guess we won't find out this week. Maybe we'll find out next week as we continue on Chapter 13 of Dementium the Ward, which I believe 16 total chapters. I thought that was the case, so that means that we are almost at the end of Dementium the Ward. Soon, all will be resolved, all will be revealed, but not this week. Maybe some other time. So, that's it for Dementium the Ward. We'll be back next week for more of that, more of this horror. But we'll be back right now in a few minutes for a bit more of the Known Every Game Ambidex Edition. Be back in a few minutes. See you then.